Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, I am on the move this morning bright and early. I am headed to Fort Smith first because if you can see right back there, we've got the generator in the back of the truck. Yesterday, I put some gas in it, and apparently the little nozzle thing was pushed down a little bit, and with all the rain that we got, a lot of water was in that gas, and it didn't like that too much, so I had to drain all of the gas. And then I put new gas in it last night a little bit, and it ran out throughout the night. And when I went to put more gas in it this morning, it would not crank. And so I got to take it back, get a new generator. Yay. But I did get a phone call yesterday. Uber is fixed and ready to go. So I needed to go to Oklahoma today anyways to pick up Uber, so that's where I'm headed. I left my trailer at the Mahindra dealer with Uber, so I didn't have to haul it both directions again. So I'm glad I did that, because now I don't have to haul around the trailer and make these stops to Harbor Freight and all this other stuff. So I'm going to take care of all my running around first, and then I'm going to go pick up Uber and get it back to Come On Mountain, because we got a lot of stumps to dig. My ears just popped. We're going uphill. There was a couple of bolts loose on Uber. They replaced the 40 amp fuse to a 60. That's Mahindra's recommendation to fix that problem. I guess when they originally designed it, they designed it with a fuse that's too small to handle that. So they put a 60 amp fuse in there. And as far as the hydraulic problems, which I would have never expected, up underneath where the backhoe is, where the floorboard is for the backhoe, the two supply lines are running back towards the backhoe, and there's the quick connects, right? And I guess when I hit that tree, it jarred it to a certain way somehow to where that quick connect came undone. One of the quick connects came undone up underneath, and I can't see it because it's up underneath the floorboard thing. So, and it won't leak because it's a quick connect. So I didn't see no hydraulic fluid or anything leaking. So I would have never even thought that quick connect could have came undone. But I guess something was wedged up underneath there and hit it just right. And then whenever it bumped it, it made it pop undone. But that's why the hydraulics wasn't working correctly. And so it wasn't a difficult fix. It was just a matter of knowing where to look, I guess. But it worked out. They went through the whole tractor, tightening up all the bolts and stuff like that, making sure everything was good. Did a good once over with it. Did another couple little odds and end things or whatever that I asked them to do. It's not going to cost me too much. It's about $219 is what the bill is. So luckily it was all minor. A lot of the bolts that they seen that was loose was the ones where I changed out the hose, because I didn't tighten them all the way back down because I didn't know what the issue was yet. But that prompted them to go through the whole tractor and tighten up everything. So it is what it is. Me and Mike actually just went through the whole tractor tightening and bolts on a couple of videos ago whenever we was adding more hydraulic fluid to it. So I don't know how many they found that was loose or whatever, but it is what it is. $200. Yeah, I mean, it's not a little bit of money, but it could have been a lot worse. And I'm just glad that I'm going to actually be getting Uber back, because for the backhoe part and all that to break down right in the middle of cutting down trees and needing to dig up stumps and stuff, and also needing to dig for a septic tank and all of that, yeah, bad timing. Bad timing. So that's what we're doing today. Luckily the weather is decent today. We've had a couple of really good storms this week, which was good for the grass, but not good for production. Yesterday got the boat cleaned out, and that's the bad thing, was I got the boat cleaned out and hooked up the water hose and everything to rinse it all out and to clean it. And that's when I put the gas in the generator, and the generator started messing up. So I didn't get to finish getting the boat completely cleaned out. before all of those issues started. And anytime you're dealing with gas issues and stuff, guys, and you get all that gas on you and stuff, you smell like gas for 2 days, even after you take a shower. And then I woke up this morning having to deal with the same thing. I literally filled up the whole generator this morning and had to drain all of that gas back out, because whenever you take these back in for warranty, you can't have no gas in them, which makes sense. I mean, they are indoors and stuff like that for storage. You don't want no gas and combustion, you know, going in there. So I had to pull the gas line. I siphoned out as much as I could, and yes, I did end up getting a bunch of gas in my mouth. That always happens. And also had to take the gas line off from where the on and off switch is for the gas line to finish draining it out. So I smell like gas again. I washed my hands about 5 times this morning and still smell like gas. It is what it is. This is just one of those days, guys. One of those days. But we're going to get through it. We're going to make it happen. It is what it is. But I woke up feeling good. I've been trying to get more sleep. I've been going to bed earlier. But my eyes just open at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. No matter what time I go to bed. So, but with me trying to go to bed around 10 o'clock, it's at least adding a couple of hours of sleep to me. I feel like that will help as far as energy level, and also my body feeling better, and also my blood pressure. So, because one of the things that I've been reading up on is sleep is a big part of it as well. And I don't get much sleep. I never have. I've always had a messed up sleep schedule. When I was like 18, 19 years old, I used to work night shift for a company. I'd work 7 at night until 7 in the morning, and I did that for about a year. And sometimes I'd work around the clock because we'd have 2 jobs going. So I'd work day shift and night shift for like 2 days, 3 days straight, and then I would sleep. And it's just messed up my whole sleeping for my whole life. I've never been able to sleep properly after that job. And it's just been a constant struggle. So I'm trying to shut my brain off earlier, and kind of force myself to sleep earlier. And if I could just get myself to sleep in the mornings and actually get the right amount of sleep. But we're getting there. Instead of getting about 5 hours sleep, I've been getting about 6 now, 6.5, somewhere around there. So that's helping. And every once in a while I get 8 hours sleep, and that's my target. That's my goal, is to get 8 hours. If I could get 8 hours, I'd be happy. Happy. But we'll see. I'm actually coming up into Greenwood right now, where Eclipse went to the vet. Eclipse is doing good. She is healing fine. She is not messing with her incisions or nothing like that, so I haven't had to put another cone on her or anything like that. I check her every single day, and she's doing good. It's healing good. She's definitely got her energy back, and you could tell she is ready to run. As soon as I let her free, that dog is going to go nuts. I already know that she's going to run for at least 8 hours. So she is chomping at the bits to be able to run. So I'm having to still kind of keep her on a kind of tight little supervision, because you know she's all go. And with her having that hernia surgery too, at the same time that she got fixed, that's the worst thing that could happen, is for her to really start running and getting crazy and stuff. So, but it is allowing me and her to have some bonding time, and I've been working on her training and stuff a whole lot more, with her being confined like she is to the cabin, or during the day when I'm outside working, I'll put her on the back porch on her little chain thing, so she can get some fresh air and stuff and be outside, but can't run around everywhere. And so it's allowing for that to kind of hone down on the training a little bit more, because ever since the other 2 dogs got there, everything that I've taught her has went out the window. She just doesn't listen at all. So she's getting better. She's setting again like when I tell her, and she'll come to me whenever I tell her and stuff now. So hopefully this will be a good little thing for the next week and a half. She's got about another week, I would say, to go before I can kind of let her roll out again. So we're getting close. She's doing good. I'm happy she's good. Midnight is starting to get a little bit more friendly. She's still very, very, very skeptical and sporadic, to say the least. But she is hanging out in the yard more now that the weather's better. And she's hanging out with Ryder a lot more. So hopefully she'll come around. She's let me pet her a few times, but it's like I got to be real calm and kind of let her come to me, and it's definitely a patience thing for sure. But she's getting there. Best time to kind of pet her is during dinner time, when it's time for her to eat some groceries. And every once in a while she'll let me pet her a little bit while she's eating. It's not often, but she's definitely she hunts at night though, guys. When I go outside at night, she's always in the middle of the yard hunting, always. So that's when she does all of her hunting. I don't really know what she's hunting, but she's out there hunting something. I know what Ryder's hunting. Ryder is a master at getting mice and rats and stuff. Every time I walk around my yard, I see a dead mouse or rat or something laying somewhere. So Ryder is definitely doing his job. You know, the supervisor, he's going to be on it. He's going to make sure that everything's the way that it's supposed to be. But I'm excited about getting the boat done. I am ready to get out on it. It is the weather is getting great. It is 53 degrees here right now. I think it's supposed to get up into the 70s today, and that is beautiful fishing weather. So definitely going to get the boat situated. I've got some extra spark plugs and stuff. I keep extra spark plugs in my boat all the time. So it hasn't been that long ago since I tuned it up, but it did set for a year. I did winterize it whenever it was set, so hopefully I don't run into too many problems whenever I go to crank it back up. I'm putting fresh gas in it today. I'm going to, if I have time when I get back, I want to put fresh gas in it. It's a 2-stroke, so get it all mixed up properly and stuff like that. And charge the battery. There is a little bit of juice left on the battery. I was messing with the trim a little bit, and it was moving it just a little bit. So not enough to crank it, but enough to move the motor up and down. So I'm going to put it on the trickle charger when I get back home and get my generator situated, because without a generator I have no power. So get the batteries charged up. I also have a battery for the trolling motor. I got a really nice saltwater series trolling motor on that boat, and the main reason for it is just in case I break down, because I go fishing a lot by myself, and if I'm out on a lake or a river or something like that and I break down, I want a backup to be able to help me get back to the dock. So that's why I have that trolling motor on there. That trolling motor is a little beefier than what it needs to be for that boat, but it's basically as an emergency thing. And yeah, it's good to use for fishing when you don't want to crank up, move around a little bit, but primarily what I use that for is just in case, because when you're in a boat and you break down, it ain't like you can just get out and walk to help. You're basically at the mercy of the water, and some of the lakes are very, very big, and it's almost like being stuck in the middle of an ocean. So I don't want to deal with that. So that's why I got a brand new kind of marine battery that is just for that I keep charged. I charge both batteries before I go out. And also it's good to have that backup battery in there as well, because if you are having engine troubles and you kill the one battery trying to crank it, then you got the other battery as well to try to go ahead and crank it up. You just got to be careful with that, not to kill both batteries, and then you're stuck out there and you don't even have your little trolling motor to kind of get you in. That trolling motor I got, I can't remember the thrust on it. It's been a while. But it's got like 3 reverses and 6 speeds forward, and I mean, it actually will cause a little weight behind you whenever it's pushing the boat. I originally bought that trolling motor because the boat that I have was originally Levi's. It was a little project boat that I bought, and then I ended up with it over the years as he moved on from it. And I restored it. I put a canopy on it. I painted it, and because the boat was in some pretty rough shape. And so I kind of restored it. And when I got him the boat, I actually bought that trolling motor for the boat, just as a security that he could get back to the dock when him and his friends went fishing. Just made me feel a little better about the situation, because he was still pretty young. So that's kind of how I ended up with it. And I actually used that boat as a test to see if I was over the big sea in 2020 when I got the corona the first time. I went out there and tried to restore that boat to see if I was feeling better or not, see if I had my stamina back. And I ended up restoring that boat in about 4 days. It was pretty rough at the beginning, but as I worked my way through it and sweated out all that stuff, started feeling a little bit better. I never restored a boat before, never messed with a gel coat and all that other stuff. The floor was kind of soft, and they kind of had a 3/4 inch piece of plywood in the back where the chairs are. And so I decided, instead of ripping the whole floor out and re-glassing and all that other stuff, that I would just go ahead and continue the 3/4 inch marine board all the way through it and then paint it. And so that's kind of what I did, because it's not a big boat. It wasn't worth putting like tons of money into and stuff like that. So I just wanted a quick and easy fix that would work, and it worked just fine. And it looks pretty good. And I added the canopy on there, because ain't nobody got time to sit out in the sun for 10 hours all day with no way to get in the shade. So I went ahead and put a new canopy on. It didn't have one. And I did a little work to the motor and stuff like that, and turned out to be a real nice boat. It's a 16-foot tri-hull. It's already legal. I've already got it legal here in Arkansas. I just got to pick up the stickers to be able to put the right stickers on for this state. And as long as it's running good and all that other stuff, we're ready to go fishing. And this year, I am definitely planning on making that a priority, is to take some R&R time, to be able to go get out on the lake and go fishing, or just go riding, or whatever, instead of just being work all the time and stress all the time. Boating and fishing and that kind of stuff is kind of my happy place, and it's work too, don't get me wrong. A day out on the boat and dealing with all that, and loading the boat and washing the boat and all of that, it's work, but it's a different type of work. So looking forward to it, and we're going to do some of these videos from out on the water and stuff like that. So I think that'd be cool for you guys, show y'all how beautiful this lake is that's by my house. I've been on the outside of it, but I've not been on it yet. So the goal is to get on it very, very soon. Well, today is Thursday. It's Friday Eve, guys. I believe it's Thursday. Yes, it's Thursday. It's Friday Eve, so I hope everybody has a great day today. And we're approaching the weekend. Hopefully y'all got some really cool, fun plans, or at least some productive plans for this weekend. Or you never know, you might just want to relax, and that's okay too. But I got to get off here, because now we are starting to get into the city part, and I want to be able to concentrate, because I still don't know this city that well, so I'm still learning it. But until we see each other again, guys, come on. Hey, keep it